I recorded this video clip, this will be the third time now, and I'm trying a different angle because the visual was okay last time, but the audio was very muffled and then it just went out completely. So I'm going to try it this angle, at this distance, and maybe in the bottom left hand corner of the clip you can see what I'm going to be talking about. Because when I stand over there, like I did yesterday, and aimed the camera facing down, that's when everything was muffled. So clearly the mic and the phone was away from me. So the clips I recorded were about the absence of normal, or when we see the abnormal in situations, whether it's about ourselves, somebody else, or a situation. So I chose this image because, you know, you look at the pond, and a lot of my clips are about the beautiful pond, and, you know, I'm angling at the ducks and the birds are the focus and the water and the reflections of the trees. Gorgeous. And it is a lovely pond. I really like coming here, really peaceful. And the people who maintain it do a fantastic job. And sometimes there are these bottles in here until obviously it gets clean. Cans, sometimes after a Friday night or a Saturday night, there's more. Today isn't so bad. Today is a Sunday, and when I came yesterday it wasn't so bad, so maybe it wasn't frequented. I think it was raining maybe the last 2 nights, so that could be why. But I started to wonder when I would have first noticed those bottles or cans in the pond. And I imagine when I first noticed it I was probably disgusted, or thought, oh, that's not nice and that's wrong and there's bins nearby and all the things that we think. And then there probably would have come a point where I looked at the pond, I saw them, and I didn't feel anything different, didn't notice anything different, didn't change anything. And that's because it became normal, the abnormal became normal. And maybe if there comes a point where I don't see any of them, then I'll have a thought to myself of, oh, that's different. And so often in our lives we don't notice, do we? After a while, that our normal is no longer in place. It's different, it's changed. Maybe we notice the abnormal the first few times, and then that stops as well, because that creates a new pattern unless we do something about it. And I think that's key. See, this pond, I'm just using it for effect, but it's key throughout all our lives. I try to notice in me any changes in my life, the people around me. I think when you have an elderly parent, those things come up. You notice things that are either completely different, or the norm just is no longer there. Not to say that things are completely different, but something that they used to do is no longer happening, as opposed to something that they're doing is completely different. And the same in all our lives. There's things, you know, I've noticed changing in my life. Some are natural, some are happening, I imagine, against my will. Some, you know, I've probably lots of things that have happened that I'm not even a problem for me, so maybe I don't notice them. Maybe they bring no feeling. But it's interesting, isn't it, just having that awareness of, oh, what's still normal in my life? What's changing? What's abnormal, if anything? That self-awareness is always good, isn't it? So whether we notice it in a pond, sometimes the externals are so much easier than the internals to see and to criticise and judge. But when it comes to ourselves, we find that harder. Hopefully that's not muffled today. Hopefully that can be heard. But notice what's abnormal and normal in your life, or the absence of it.